Okay, hey Taurus, how are you guys? Happy August. I know that it has been quite a while since we have seen you. So much has been going on. We had eclipse season, retrograde season is still upon us. Mercury has gone direct, so now we're in the shadow phase of that. And Jupiter is direct. Hi! Venus is direct. Right? Are we happy about that? Whoa. Okay. I'm gonna leave those. I should have known, right? You guys, send Dale your well wishes. He's not feeling well. And you know, we had to kind of keep the energy going with the videos before the month of August was over. So, yeah, he's not feeling well, but I covered a class for him today, and he's going to be getting better soon. See, some cups. I am shuffling the hell out of these cards right now. My dog just came in. She's a pug. She's cute. Her name is... I won't say. I love my baby. Damn, Taurus. So, you know, I named this video, I'm going to pick these cards up. I named this video, I'm going to shuffle it one more time. I like to tell Spirit that so that it can reset the cards with me. Actually, bam, the Moon card is here. Am I too low? Retros have a nightmare energies all over. Yeah, you know, the retrograde has not been that easy this period, and that's because we had all of those eclipses happening. Y'all know a lot has gone on, so we'll get into the reading. Okay, now I'm gonna cut the cards, okay, you guys? My mother is a Taurus, and my sister is a Taurus moon. Slow and steady Taurus. Well, you know, the thing, Taurus, is that Uranus right now is in your sign. So there's sort of like a, there's a fixed sign trine going on, I believe. Well, now we're still in Leo season, but we're about to go into Virgo. So it's Leo, or Scorpio, and then there is Mars retrograde in Aquarius, and then there's Uranus retrograde in Taurus. So Uranus retrograde in Taurus is really like a really big thing, right? Because it's going to be there for like the next 7 years, I believe, or something like that. So with that, it's really calling for all of us to do things differently because, you know, Uranus is the modern ruler of Taurus. So, doing things differently, feeling a transformation. Taurus, what's going on in your relationships? Work, intimate, friendships. Because I know sometimes you guys will really cut people off if you feel like they don't need to be in your midst. Or they're not really serving a purpose for you. You know, because it's like you guys have better things to do, right? So I'm actually going to do a cause and effect spread here because I feel like, you know, you guys never get that. Boom, boom, and boom. So at the bottom of the deck, we have number 13, which is the death card. So you guys are having these transformation take place through these natural endings, which is going to bring about more stability for you. You know, when you think about the number 4, I think about 4 legs of a table. I think about 4 points, which make a plane, right? Now we've got a door. I'll use this, right? 4 points, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we've got a door. You can open and close, or we have a floor. We have walls. We can even make roofs out of these. So now you're talking about really having a place to exist and have a place to be after this ending. It's like, once this ending occurs, you're gonna feel a little bit more stable, even though it was something that may have felt scornful, or it might have felt like, you know, you weren't being treated fairly within the situation that's coming to an end, or one that might just be changing the way it is, you know. It could be a change occurring through the transformation, but still remaining active, you know? Because when we do die, with the death card being here, our skeleton is still left behind. I'm missing your messages, I'm sorry. Say that again. So now, let me go ahead and turn over the card that is the significator. Bam. It's really crazy, you guys. The Judgment card. How you gonna get the Death card and the Judgment card one after the other? Okay, so this card right here is really talking about releasing that resentment. Bringing yourself to a place where you don't feel tied to the emotional scorn behind what was going on. If it's time for something to be over, it really is time for something to be over. It's not about talking about that friend that you didn't like hanging around once you got them out of your life. It's not talking everyone's ear off about that boyfriend that you're broken up with, but you just still feel like you want to talk shit. It's not about, you know, holding on to these things that are really toxic for us. This is the detoxification of a situation, a circumstance, or a process. My boyfriend's mad at me. It's time to be over. Just because he's mad at you? No, if it's time for it to be over, it's time for it to be over. You want to feel a sense of, you know, a recalibration, renewed sense of self, purification, therapeutic things. You know, this is the 6th stage of spiritual enlightenment. So it's like once you realize you can be free, and that freedom is actually calling you, you know, have this transformation and this death take place. And once it happens, you will be free. You know? Okay, so let's look at the immediate influence in regards to that. Yes! Oh my goodness. Wow, you guys. The 10 of Swords. How on earth is this happening? So you guys have been taken through many stages of a psychological process. You guys have been beating yourself up. Allow to be free. My spirit is free. Yes. It's like you don't want to allow someone to take over your mind and take over the way that you think about yourself. You know, there is a such thing as psychological abuse. When someone knows that they can play games with you constantly and that you are in a place to just, you know, live your day-to-day within those games, they're just sort of having like a field day with that. And once you get through all those stages and then you realize something is really over, it's like, this is the Sun in Gemini, I believe. You gotta put this situation to rest. And you need to do it for your own good. You know what I mean? Hi, Tawanda. Yes, playing games. You need to put this situation to rest, and you got to do it for your own good, because this is going to allow you to feel a little bit, you know, free to think about other things that are more worth your time than constantly bringing energy into something that's negative. You know what I mean? Release yourself from this. Right? That really needs to be over. Let's look at what you know, what you're working with. Okay. Another Scorpio card. You guys got 3 Scorpio cards. So you got the Sun in Scorpio, you got the Judgment card, which is Pluto, and then you got the Death card, which is the other major arcana card for Scorpio. Are any of you dealing with the Scorpio? It is your 7th house. Jupiter is there in your house of relationships. So if some of you are in a bad relationship, then that's probably just being expanded. You know what I mean? There is some good stuff that you've been thinking about that you can consider and that you can acknowledge about where the relationship used to be. But this is also saying that, you know, Scorpio rising, this is also saying that you really want to move on to a place of feeling more childlike and more impressionable. Right now, you guys might be a little jaded. You know what I mean? You're just jaded by the experiences that you've been having, the people that you've been involved with. You know, you might have even been friends with these people for a long period of time, or maybe you were involved with this person for a long period of time, and now it's time for those curtains to close on these relationships. You know, every relationship isn't really meant to last forever. That's why you got the death card right here, right? That natural ending. And then you got the judgment card here, right? The natural ending's already happened, so now you're just freeing yourself of the emotional tie to it. The need to feel boxed up in that energy all the time, even though it's over. Yeah? It's like a psychological, what do they call it? The syndrome? I'm like having a blank, you guys. Stockholm syndrome of the mind. So you're staying there. And this is saying that you're staying there too, because this is looking back on things. There could be children involved. Maybe some of you guys are really thinking about the well-being of your children or the welfare of your children and what they may have experienced while you've been in these, you know, places of depth. You know, it's almost like children don't need to be exposed to things like that, you know, really adult situations. Arguments, drugs, weaponry, fights, scorn, cursing, all that stuff, you know, all that kind of like nasty stuff. Children don't need to be around it. And it's like we really try to protect children because we know that once that contamination of the mind gets in, you can't unknow it, right? And it hits an emotional place. Taurus struggle to let go of the past. That's true because you guys, there's comfort in the past, right? Even if it's a negative place, there's comfort in the past because you've already been there. You know what to expect. So there are no surprises. There's no risk, right? You need to move forward into the future. Take those risks that you know you need to take in order to feel better about yourself, in order to feel like there's more possibilities, in order to feel like, you know, it wasn't a curse and you weren't meant to be with that person that made you feel like, you know, like crap all the time. Don't try to justify someone's, you know, negative treatment of you, because then you're just as guilty as they are. Now let's look at what the goal is. Oh my gosh, okay? Right. You need to be in a place where you are thriving creatively. You feel passionate about what you're doing, who you are around, who you're spending the majority of your time with. You also need to celebrate yourself a little bit more. You know, once you experience all of these things, this is some really deep energy, you guys. You want to leave a situation so that you feel like you are just being yourself again. He did make me feel like crap. Yes. You know, this energy, this is energy of, you know, resentment, jealousy, you know, desire, wanting something that you can't have or maybe that you shouldn't have. Too much of a good thing or too much of a bad thing, right? Because too much of a good thing becomes a bad thing. One drink, I'm feeling good, I'm fine. 10 drinks later, it's a bad thing, darling. Trust. This is saying that you're going to get out of that situation and you guys are going to reach that point of being like, wow, now I'm sort of like vibrating at a higher energy because I released that heavy weighted energy back in control. Exactly. And it's a fixed energy. That's a really good word to use too, Allison. Fixed, back, you know, controlling, back in your own control, right? Because we're in Leo season right now. We are just about to get to the end, getting into Virgo. What has this Leo season taught you guys through all of these retrogrades and Mercury retrograde and, you know, all of the eclipses and all of this stuff? What's happened to you in the last 3 weeks? Some of you have been having issues at work. Some of you have been having issues with friends. Some of you have been having issues with, you know, people that you have been dating or even family members. Because, you know, Taurus is really the institution of things. Because I think that Aries is the I am here, I am existing. And then Taurus is like, I have family, the institution. I have religion, the institution. Those are things that you really don't have to pay for to have, Taurus, right? I always like to bring your sign into like the cards that represent you and what that means for you. So now let's go into your air sector. Wow, Moon and Taurus right here. It's the Six of Pentacles. So it's looking for more harmony in a work situation, or maybe it's someone you guys might be thinking about asking someone for help. You know, once you put an end to this situation, you might be like moving out from with somebody. You just need a place to go for a little bit. You know, this is a very philanthropic card. This is one of, you know, loans. This is one of, you know, this could even be some contracts, you know, things like that. We might be talking about that. And then it also has something to do with the number 6 major arcana card, which is the Lovers. So it's really speaking about harmony within the material sector of your life. You're thinking about how you can find more harmony and balance within the material, within what you're substantiating and what you're working with physically, where you know, how you're spending your money, all of that. That's the cause. Because you're thinking about all of that, you're going to do something about it. You guys might be going out there and trying to find a different job, a better job. You know, it could even be a second job for some of you. But I'm just getting like, you want to change jobs, you know. Maybe you've been at the place that you've been at for a while. Maybe you don't like it as much anymore, because you do have the Death card, the Judgment card, and the Ten of Swords here. The Ten of Swords is like, I have all the information I need to make the choice or make the change. Because this is really saying that a change needs to occur. You know? And then you have the Ace of Rods coming right after the Six of Pentacles here, which is saying there needs to be some relief, right? Because the sixes really do talk about relief. You know, when we think about the Six of Cups down here, it is really reliving. It's giving you more relief, because instead of thinking about the frustrations of where you're going to go into your future, you can definitely rest in the experiences of the past and feel comfortable there. But it's like, stop thinking about what this used to be like and how it might have been good at the beginning. It's just not that anymore. Right? And you can see that it's not. You really do need to get something ending so something can begin. The Sun card is number 19. 1 and 9 is 10. 1 and 0 is an ace. It's a new beginning, right? And that speaks to the Ace of Rods here, because this is a fire card as well. You guys need to put some passion into changing your situation for yourself, right? You want to change. You want it to occur. Now you got to put some energy and some passion into it. The Sun is here at the top of your reading saying that you can do it if you just try, you know? Let's look at your water placement, which is your home and your family. It's your emotions, how you're feeling, your mood. Okay, so there is an intimidation in regards to how you're actually going to go through the process of attaining what you actually want. Maybe, you know, it could be in terms of a job. It could be a person too. There might be a person who may offer you a job or offer you an opportunity or let you know about an opportunity that's going to take place. I feel like some of you, what's the effect of that? Okay, got it. Yeah, so this is a situation that's coming in kind of nice and slow and steady, right? You want to be prepared. The Knight is definitely prepared. This is fiery energy, so he's gassed up already. He has enough energy and enough know-how and enough skill, right? Enough legacy to deal with whatever it is that he has to deal with, because he's been ranked high, okay? So now you don't have to be intimidated by being able to produce something for yourself. All you have to do, because Uranus is in your sign, is take yourself to a spiritual place, the Hierophant, but with the energy of Sagittarius. Yes, how can you expand yourself, and how can you gain some access to higher knowledge of what you are able to attain for yourself, just by thinking about doing it in a different way, you know? And this is really going back to the Hierophant as well, because it's 14, and 1 and 4 is 5. I need change. My emotions crying over this man every day. I'm lovesick. Yeah. That's definitely right. Because you're thinking about all of the things that have happened. This is reliving things. And this is the immediate influence. You're reliving all of this kind of stuff. That's not something that's going to afford you anything positive, right? Why stay in that negative place? Some of you might even need to go on a vacation or something. Some of you need a vacation, I'm getting. You know? Let's look at what's going on over here in your Earth placement. This is, you know, job, career, material. Okay. So you've got the moon here. Oh, wow. And you've got the 6 of Wands. So you got another 6. You got the 6 of Cups, the 6 of Pentacles, and you have the 6 of Wands here as your effect. The cause is the moon. Because there was something that made you feel a certain way, you know, because you had to go inward about something, this could be also feeling sort of like feeling alone, even when you're like around people, because this is the Earth placement. So even when you're physically around people, I feel like you might feel alone, or you might just be kind of very emotional inside, but then on the outside, you're like pretending that everything is okay. It's like inside you're like, oh my God, I'm going through all of this stuff. Even at work too. But then on the outside you have to like play it off like everything is fine and you know you're doing good and you know I look good today. Yeah, I sound good. That does not mean that I'm not going through all of this stuff inside. You can't see my emotions. You can't touch my emotions. You can't feel my emotions. I wish you could. I feel them, right? This is you, howling at the moon, experiencing things on your own, staying up late at night thinking about how things are going to change. Because the moon is about evolution, right? It's constantly always going. It's always changing. We see it waxing. We see it waning. We see the shadow on the bottom. We see it on the top sometimes. And we have a full moon in Pisces coming up. The moon is exalted in Taurus, right? And it's a very high place in Pisces. I love the moon in Pisces. My moon is in Cancer. Right? So Pisces, Cancer, and Taurus, this moon, this full moon, I want you guys to celebrate yourselves, right? Do it. Instead of celebrating the scorn and the hurt and the pain and the resentment and the desire to change something that you haven't really allowed yourself to embrace the change because you're still holding on to the negative aspects of something, it's taking you here. And because you're here, the cause, I want you to go here, the effect. Celebrate yourself, baby. Go put on a nice, a hot outfit. Go with your friends. Feel good about what you are doing together, right? This is you gaining that prestige again with all of the people that know you. And all of the people that see you, the people you hang out with, the people you want to be with. This is them seeing you in a new way, right? In a different way. And we know Taurus knows how to put themselves together to look real good, okay? You don't even really have to try that hard. So go out there and have a good time. Venus is in Libra right now. It's doing something positive for you. Jupiter is in your house of relationships. And it's Scorpio, and even though all 3 cards here are Scorpio in the beginning of the reading, that does not, yes, hot outfit, that does not mean that you can't expand the good things as well, because Jupiter expands the good and he expands the things that may not be so good that you're going through. You know what I mean? So it's always about creating the sun, Leo, creating the harmony, number 6, the satisfaction, creating that and sustaining it. Sustained energy. Constantly put thought into how you're able to produce things for yourself that are actually going to make you feel better about what you have, Taurus. And also, how are you going to create good memories, positive memories, right? It really starts with you going out there and doing things that are fun, that are exciting. Take risks, do things that you may have not done before. Go on that date and do like an indoor rock climbing wall. I've always wanted to do that. Not on a date, but it would be a fun date. Different, right? You guys can go eat afterwards. You'll be hungry. You know? Go zip lining. Go on a hot air balloon if that doesn't scare you. Do things that are really going to test your comfort level. Because Taurus does get very comfortable in doing the same thing. You know what I mean? Yes, adventure does await. Yes, darling. Slow and steady. But you guys are definitely ready for this change to take place. Right? This person is definitely ready for a celebration. That's going to happen after you make sense of all this stuff that's going on. You know, it's like I always tell people, you know, think about the appreciation of things. You appreciate the positive things in your life, and you depreciate the negative things. But then some of those negative things are up for being appreciated if you just rethink and reconsider the way you feel about what it was that they taught you. And once you do that, yes, Moretta, and then you can release all of these negative thoughts and all of these communications. And this is also your thoughts when you talk to yourself in your head. Sometimes people talk out loud when they're thinking, and you know, if you're around someone else that's close to you, they'll be like, "What'd you say?" And you're like, "Oh, nothing." And you know, then you're just like, "Damn, you're crazy. Like, why are you talking to yourself like that?" But that's like some Gemini stuff right there. And you've just been driving yourself crazy, and you're just done, man. You're done. And if some of you are out there getting over a physical death that actually did take place, it's saying if you feel like it's been long enough, you want to cleanse yourself of the energy. You know, you want to cleanse your spirit. You want to put your spirit at ease about this. And then you slowly can go out and make yourself feel a little bit better day by day, by day, by day, by day. You know, you got the sun and the moon here. So you want to nurture your emotions, and then you also want to breathe life into your passion and what you know, feel like you want to create. You know, a lot of times we are very good at things that other people that we know and most people that we know aren't good at. That's why you're good at it. Okay, and they're good at other stuff too. So celebrate those parts of yourself. If you guys want to create something, if you're thinking about writing a script, if you're thinking about, you know, trying to go out there and make a product to sell, you know, do those things. There is no mistake when you are trying your best. Now let's look at your fire placement. Okay. Saturn and Leo. A number 5. You guys know this. There's an institution here. This could be your friend. Stay out of the drama. This is a fiery card because it's Leo. But then it's also one of learning how to play fair by letting people take their turn to shine. This is saying, yes, challenges. You know, you don't need to be jealous of anyone. This is a situation that doesn't serve you. It's saying that you can move on to better things. This is conflict just for the sake of conflict. And why are you doing that? What's the point of making someone feel less than for no reason? There is no point to that. We want to lift people up. We want to make everyone feel good about what it is that they are bringing to society. And not even society. What good are you bringing to spirit and how we are able to share this existence together? It's really not about proving anybody wrong. It's not about making someone feel like they have egg on their face. It's not about just feeling in competition with people. And you could be in a competition with yourself if you're constantly telling yourself things to believe that aren't true about yourself. This also could be saying that, you shouldn't be so worried about stepping on people's toes sometimes because you are Venus ruled. It's saying maybe you should actually create a little bit of a hoo-hoo, but not like an uproar scene or anything like that, but just saying, once you go out and you start feeling good about yourself, there's no need to not bring attention to yourself, you know what I mean? Just don't bring any negative attention to yourself. You know right from wrong, right? That's what this placement is saying. You know right from wrong. You know what to do. And because of that, all right, wow, I don't know how this happened, but because of this competition and this conflict within an institution, and it could be work, you guys are not making a decision about something that you feel like you want to change. This is understanding that you have a choice. You feel like you don't have a choice in this, and that's crazy. Because you do have a choice. The situation is what you make it. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Moon in Libra. Why are you having such an emotional blockage over making this choice and making this decision? I want you to know that you always have options. You just have to know how to prioritize yourself within knowing what those options are. It is karmic. You definitely have Saturn in Leo here. You've got Jupiter in Leo, Moon in Libra, Sun in Gemini, Sun in Scorpio. And you have Moon in Taurus. Wow. Moon in Taurus, Venus. Moon in Libra, Venus. Then you have the Moon as well, and you have the Sun. I think that you guys need to really see the beauty within a situation. And some of you won't see that beauty until that transformation takes place, until that ending takes place. And you might be feeling really bad about it once it happens initially, but you will feel much better once it's already occurred. And then you'll really appreciate it for what it is and what it became. I want to pull some Angel Power Tarot cards for you guys, just to clarify each section here. Spirit, please give me a clarification card from the Angel Power Tarot deck for each section: air, water, earth, and fire. See that there? I'm going to shuffle it one more time. Alright, so you guys, while I shuffle these, Oh my gosh, my TV was on and the news came on and now they're talking about all this stuff being revealed and people pleading guilty. It's the Pisces full moon coming up. Also, Virgo season's coming too. You guys like that, your Earth. Work. Congratulations, you've done a wonderful job. Time to move on to the next project. Awards, scholarships, and promotions. It's the Six of Gabriel, which is the Six of Wands, which is a repeat here from the Earth section, which is your work section. For some of you, if you're feeling like moving on to a different job or not changing careers, but going into a different aspect of the industry that you work in, or changing companies, this is saying that you will see success within that, but some of you are already in a position that is working for you. If you are looking for something, then it's saying that this is going to be something that you can actually look forward to. Just know that in your search, you will come up against some obstacles. You will come up against some discouragement. You will feel like the transformation is a little bit painful, or you might feel a little discomfort. But really, transformations are for our best. It's for the best. It's for the best for all of us. I'll just tell you, I've experienced a lot in these past 3 weeks, I guess I would call it, ever since that, I guess it was a solar eclipse in Leo on the 27th, or was it the full moon? That was the full blood moon lunar eclipse in Aquarius. Yes. Whew. Now we can take a deep breath. And we can move forward. Mercury is now direct. Uranus is retrograde in your sign. Jupiter's direct in your house of relationships. That's wonderful. And it's also talking about your relationship with yourself, because that's our first relationship, right? That's your first relationship, the relationship with yourself, Magician. So you guys have the ability to do some really amazing things because the moon is there for you, and so is Venus. Whenever the moon is in Taurus, I love it. It feels really good for me. Anyway, Taurus, you lost yourself. Yeah, you're just finding yourself again. You got the Judgment card at the very beginning there. So it really is talking about finding your way after going through a very intense spiritual journey. You guys are almost there because it was the Judgment card. The World card is the next card, and that's the last phase of your spiritual enlightenment until you start all over with the Fool. So you're almost there. You're in a place of new beginnings happening because of the transformations that you've been experiencing. Saturn and Pluto are in Capricorn, another earth sign, so you guys might be feeling like you don't know where your place in the world is, career-wise. But, we're all going through these intense pivotal changes that are really going to benefit us in the future as we get closer to the age of Aquarius. Dale is sending me stuff on Instagram, you guys. All right, so if you guys want a private reading with us, email providencetarot@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram @providencetarot. Also, Facebook. If you'd like to follow me, I'm @NYC Kendrick. Dale is @BlueIsTrue with 2 T's. I am also at The Tongue Pop for those Tauruses out there who like food. And for those of you who like to work out, Dale is Shays Dale. I put most of my workout videos and clips and photos on NYC Kendrick. And my Kendrick NYC account is in conjunction with Providence Tarot and Spirituality. Alright guys, so have a great rest of the month. And, you know, this Pisces full moon, just really practice compassion towards yourself and other people. Be patient with yourself as well. I know sometimes when you guys want to see something materialize, you get a little bit impatient or maybe a little bit complacent. But that's okay because you guys work really hard. Bless you. Yes, bless you. And you guys work really hard. And I have a very special place for Tauruses because my mother is one and my sister has a Taurus moon. And I know some Tauruses that are really beautiful. All of them are usually, even the guys. So, yeah, have a good week. And I'll talk to you guys later. Dale will probably be in the other videos once he gets better. Bye.